Hey, this is Kat from Red Mountain Shaman, and I share shamanic wisdom through dreams, visions, nature, synchronicities, intuition, channeling, art, music, photography, and shamanic journeys. Welcome back to my channel. Before I dive into the main topic today, I just wanted to share some quick prophecies that I have previously shared in past videos that seem to be unfolding now. One was messages I received a few weeks ago about many people being released from prisons of the mind, prisons of the body, and actual prisons. This week, we heard breaking news that Julian Assange is being released from prison, so this may mark the beginning of this trend for those whom Spirit has said have been harshly judged. And I think you can find that prophecy in the video. I think it's titled something about religion falling, or religion will fall. So another thing I mentioned back in my 2024 energy read video was that I saw a vision of a chicken and an egg, and now the chicken seems to be the face of the new bird flu. Apparently they already have experimental injections ready to be rolled out again, but I'm hoping that this does not amount to much and that the truth of the origins of these pandemics will be further revealed. Another thing I mentioned in that video from several months ago was the vision I had of a man in a Middle Eastern scarf, and I'm quite sure this has to do with the campus protests, and I think it will also probably pan out to be even deeper and maybe more serious than that, but we'll see how that develops. So today I'm going to discuss the Statue of Liberty, and the reason I'm being drawn to discuss this topic is because of the synchronicities I keep experiencing with it. In a session last week, I heard the phrase, "curse over America," and now I'm wondering if this has to do with this monument that I keep having synchronicities with, and what was possibly intended by those who erected it and dedicated it. While we were down in southern Utah, I bought something at a store, and I was given a free poster of Lady Liberty with my purchase. So that was the start of these synchronicities. I mentioned in a previous video that I had a vision of hot dogs and hamburgers on a grill, and I heard the term Great American Cookout, and how I felt that this was connected to the energy of Independence Day. Come to find out, Lady Liberty is also associated with the 4th of July, so I feel it's no coincidence that these synchronicities with her are surfacing right now. I've also had random videos popping up on my YouTube feed lately about her possibly being a Luciferian inversion of true liberty. One person mentioned that during what the Bible calls the little season, Satan is unchained for a short time to deceive the nations again. At the feet of this statue is indeed a broken chain. It presents itself as breaking free from slavery, but could it be a guise for the chains that were loosed from Satan as he was allowed to deceive the world once again for this little season? I think it's a possibility, and I also think there is a good possibility that we are at the end of this little season right now. I also find it interesting that her torch was hit by lightning this year, as have other monuments in the past few years, including a George Floyd wall mural that collapsed, as well as the Georgia Guidestones. And there's debate on whether that was lightning or not, but I think there's a very good possibility that it was natural. I did a little research on the Statue of Liberty, and I found out that there are Freemason ties to this monument as well. If you read the inscription on the plaque, it references immigration, which most people are not really against. Most of us come from families that have immigrated here, but when it's done in an appropriate legal process. So now we have so many undocumented people flowing in that it's causing some major problems with trafficking, drugs, possible threats to security, taking resources away from our citizens and those who have come here in the proper legal manner. I wanted to share the Freemason aspect of this monument so you can decide for yourself what you think about it. So this is an excerpt from an article entitled "The Masonic Legacy of Lady Liberty." The structural framework was provided by fellow Freemason and French civil engineer Gustave Eiffel, who would later become famous for designing the Eiffel Tower. Copper was chosen as the material of choice by Brother Bartholdi, as it was among the least expensive material to construct with. That statue was then built by Freemason laborers of the Franco-American Union and was completed in 1885. Lady Liberty was then dismantled into 350 pieces and shipped overseas, arriving at Bedloe's Island soon after, renamed Liberty Island, in June 1885. The Statue of Liberty's plaque commemorating France's gift to the U.S. When Lady Liberty arrived in the U.S., there was debate about what should be included in the cornerstone. The first stone set that all other stones would be set in reference to of the foundation of the monument. It had been an American tradition to have the cornerstone of major public and private buildings and monuments ceremoniously placed with symbolic meaning ever since Brother George Washington in 1793 had personally laid the cornerstone of the Capitol, with the assistance of the Grand Lodge of Maryland. As such, Chairman William M. Evarts of the American Committee contacted the Grand Lodge of Free and accepted Masons of the state of New York and requested a Masonic ceremony appropriate to the occasion. The Statue of Liberty's cornerstone plaque, featuring the square and compass, which, by the way, is also used in the Mormon garments. These items chosen for the cornerstone of the Statue of Liberty were placed in a time capsule below the cornerstone. They included a copy of the U.S. Constitution, George Washington's farewell address, 20 bronze medals of presidents up through Chester A. Arthur, copies of New York newspapers, a portrait of Bartholdi, a copy of Poem on Liberty by E.R. Jones, and a list on parchment of the Grand Lodge officers. When the cornerstone of the Statue of Liberty was laid, elements of a traditional Masonic ceremony was observed. A Grand Master provided a few words, and the cornerstone was found to be square, level, and plumb. The Grand Master applied the mortar and had the stone lowered into place. He then struck the stone 3 times and declared it duly laid. Then the elements of consecration were presented: corn, wine, and oil. For the remaining pieces of Lady Liberty were finally placed, and the monument was dedicated on October 28, 1886. Grover Cleland presided over the ceremony, and Brother Henry Potter, Episcopal Bishop of New York, gave the invocation. Brother Bartholdi pulled the tricolor French flag off the statue's face. The main address was given by Freemason Chauncey M. Depew, who was also a United States Senator. Freemasonry and the Statue of Liberty today. Today, the Statue of Liberty still stands tall in New York Harbor as an international symbol of democracy. The close ties between the Statue of Liberty and Freemasonry may come as a surprise to many due to the secretive nature of Freemasonry in America's early history. Masons at this time took great pride in ensuring that their order stayed private and was not known to the outside world. Masons who were in the public eye, like George Washington and Ben Franklin, did not openly share their Masonic association. However, Freemasons are now encouraged to publicly embrace their affiliations, and it is important to understand and know the quiet history of Freemasonry and all that Freemasons have done to build the foundation of America. So, sorry I was getting a little snarky there, but I will be asking about this in today's channeled message. Another thing I wanted to share is 2 phrases I received for the collective during sessions with clients this week. One was the term power play, and the other was the term smooth operator. If you all remember that Sade song, I think they were making a little funny joke, but I think this is kind of a more serious thing too. Hopefully Spirit will expound upon these terms, and the next thing I saw this week while visiting the Akashic Records was an image of Saint Germain with a purple outfit on. He held out his arms and he had white gloves on. I heard him say, "White glove inspector." So this is another thing I wanted to ask about. The last thing I wanted to share is something I heard in a session with my own son. And this was yesterday, and he happens to be moving out of state as of today. and he gave me permission to share this. So as I was doing some healing with him, I was channeling spirit for him, and he was told through this channeling that he was a keeper of the flame, and that he would be remembering some of the wisdom that he's gained in past lives to share that light of that flame with others. At the end of the session, he said, "Mom, this is a weird coincidence, but on the way over here, I was listening to Nina Simone in my car, and her song, Keeper of the Flame, came on." I told him, "Well, I believe there are no coincidences, only synchronicities from the universe urging us on to find the truth within ourselves." The next day, I came across an old 1940s film called Keeper of the Flame with Katharine Hepburn in it. I haven't watched it yet, but apparently the plot is about corrupt entities masquerading as benevolent ones while using the media and propaganda of the day to divide the nation. In the end, the heroine of the film vows to tell the true story of what was really going on, even if the truth was painful for the people to hear. So Peter Santinello is one of the YouTube channels that I really like and follow, and he put out a video this week that was really interesting, synchronicity, and it's called Inside America's Corruption Capital, Washington, D.C., if you want to check it out. So this kind of thing has been happening for a long time, and in my opinion, it's just coming to a head because we're at the end of a cycle now, and all corruption must be seen and released. So I asked the Creator to expound on all of this, and this is what I heard. Beloved daughter of the light, we come forward this day to bring you tidings of joy, for in communion with the great I Am presence, there is always an elevation of the Spirit. For you are Spirit and came from Spirit, and to the realm of Spirit you shall return, as the Spirit never dies. Through many incarnations on earth and elsewhere, you have gathered experience and knowledge, and it is indeed time of remembering your soul's inner wisdom. As in heaven, so it is on earth, or as above, so below. Great battles are being waged at this time, and the light is indeed winning. For the keepers of the flame are bringing back their wisdom, light, and love that they have developed over eons of time. They are the workers of the light as they bring this flame into the realm of earth, thus assisting with bringing heaven to earth. You have inquired about the Statue of Liberty, and as many things have been inverted or turned upside down, so it is with this monument. In your world of duality, many things which have been presented as good will turn out to be the opposite. This has been one of the true prophecies in your holy texts. There are those who work with darkness under the guise of light. The torch Lady Liberty carries is the false light that has projected from her flame of iniquity through the dark intentions of those who erected her and sent out the intentions of control, sickness, and death. It is because of the unique light the continent of America holds within her historical memory that dark forces wish to diminish it. Secret societies that have inverted their use of magic and have indeed crossed America with their own fallen form of magic in order to hijack her light for themselves and reap from her people and resources for wealth and power. This is the power play we speak of. It is a land and resource grab, a power grab, and a long-standing plot to devour the light of creation and become rulers of darkness over you. However, this plan of deception is going to be coming to a grinding halt in the near future, as my white glove inspectors of heaven and earth shall leave no stone unturned, and no one involved in this great deception will be able to hide their dirt any longer. The light is revealing all and will destroy all darkness and obstacles for those who desire complete divine sovereignty. Any curse over the lands of Mother Earth is now being rendered null and void, as your intentions are powerful, and the Great Spirit will no longer stand by, as those in the false light use their power to usurp the free will of the people. The operating systems used by your society have been running under the false light for a long time now. The keepers of the flame will be bringing forth new operating systems that are in harmony with love, unity, and organic creation. There will be an upset to the current operating systems, but this is necessary in order to bring about smoother operating systems that are in balance with the Creator's natural law. All of this is coming in due time, and it is sooner than you might think. For I am returning with my hand of restoration and renewal across the lands, and a rebirth is coming for my people who choose light and who choose to be the keepers of the flame. And so it is. I am Adonai. I am the great restorer who shall overcome the great destroyer with one fell swoop of my hand. Trust in my everlasting love and in my power of restoration of all things. Amen and amen. Thank you, Creator, for that beautiful message. And I wanted to read the lyrics to this Nina Simone song that my son heard in his car on the way over. And it reads, I'm the keeper of the flame. My torch of love lights his name. Ask no pity, beg my shame. I'm the keeper of the flame. Played with fire and I was burned. Gave a heart, but I was spurned. All these times I have yearned just to have my love return. Years have passed by. The spark still remains. True love can't die. It smolders in the flame. When the fire is burning off and the angels call my name, dying love will leave no doubt. I'm the keeper of the flame. Years have passed by. The spark still remains. True love can't die. It smolders in the flame. When the fire is burning out and the angels call my love, dying love will leave no doubt. I'm the keeper of the flame. Thank you for joining me today and for all your beautiful comments, likes, shares, and subscribes. I will be putting out an extra video this week on the topic of shamanism, how people are initiated into it, some of my own shamanic initiation experiences, and more. So if you're interested in that topic, stay tuned for that video, maybe tomorrow or later in the week. If you're interested in those things. And if you'd like your own channeled message, healing energy, readings, and more, please visit my website, Red Mountain Shaman, to learn more. Sending you all love. Until next time, take care.